Imagine a human body, frozen so hard that it feels like a block of concrete. The skin is so cold you cannot touch it. The eyes are wide open, but they are not looking at anything. They are solid ice. When the doctors tried to inject medicine into her arm, the needle didn't go in, it snapped. It actually broke against her skin. There was no pulse, no blood pressure. Her body temperature was too low for the thermometer to even read. By every medical standard in the world, this woman was gone. But this is not a story about death. This is the story of the medical miracle that science still struggles to explain. This is the story of Jean Hilliard. It was the night of December 20th, 1980. Minnesota. If you know anything about Minnesota winters, you know the cold there doesn't just bite, it burns. 19-year-old Jean Hilliard was driving home after meeting some friends. The road was icy. The wind was howling. Suddenly, her car skidded. It slid off the road and into a deep ditch. She wasn't injured, but she was stranded. She knew a friend lived about 2 miles down the road, so she decided to walk. That was her mistake. In sub-zero temperatures, 2 miles is a death sentence. She walked against the wind. Her legs grew heavy. The cold began to shut down her muscles. She actually made it to her friend's driveway. She could see the lights of the house. She was only 15 feet away from the door, but her body just gave up. She collapsed face down in the snow, and for the next 6 hours, she lay there, while the temperature dropped to 22 degrees below zero. The next morning, her friend opened the door and found her. He thought she was dead. When he tried to load her into his car to take her to the hospital, he couldn't even bend her arms or legs. She was frozen into a solid shape. He had to slide her into the back seat diagonally, like a piece of frozen meat. At Boston Hospital, Dr. George Sather was in shock. He later said, "I took her hand and it felt cold, like a piece of metal outside in winter." Her heart rate, it wasn't 70 beats per minute. It wasn't even 40, it was 12. 12 beats per minute, a faint, ghostly flutter. She was technically alive, but she was more ice than human. Now here is the part that baffles scientists. Usually when a human freezes, the water inside our cells turns into ice crystals. These crystals act like tiny daggers. They shred the cells from the inside out. That is what we call frostbite. Usually this leads to amputation or death. But with Jean, something rare happened. Her body cooled down so fast that her cells didn't crystallize. They might have vitrified. Think of it like this. Instead of turning into jagged ice, her blood thickened into a state like glass or syrup. This protected her organs. Her metabolism slowed down so much that her body barely needed any oxygen. She was in a state of suspended animation. Doctors wrapped her in electric heating pads. They prayed for a miracle, expecting severe brain damage if she ever woke up. But around noon, she opened her eyes. She didn't scream. She didn't have brain damage. She simply asked for a glass of water and complained that her dad was going to be mad about the wrecked car. 49 days later, Jean walked out of that hospital. Not a single finger or toe was amputated. She lived a normal life afterwards. Was it biology? Was it a miracle? Or is the human body more resilient than we could ever imagine? What is the most extreme survival story you've ever heard? Tell me in the comments below. If you like this video, please subscribe to the Clinical Files. Stay curious.